So welcome to this video, which is about Billie Eilish. Now, I've had a few emails from Billie Eilish fans, and I don't have any problem at all with people liking Billie Eilish if they want to. That's their choice. And I don't have any bad feelings at all towards Billie Eilish. I think a lot of my videos have come across as being hateful, or maybe hateful is a strong word, but critical of her. And you have to understand, I'm not criticizing her as a person. She's a young girl in a very big and complicated music industry, which is very corrupt. The music industry is very corrupt, I assure you, because I know a fair bit about it. And sometimes the music industry can make artists put out messages that they themselves are not responsible for. So I don't know to what degree the messages going out in Billie's videos, and maybe even her songs, I don't know to what degree the record industry has encouraged those messages. And I don't know to what degree she has control over her own videos and her own artwork and so on. So I'm not wanting to spread negativity about Billie. I don't want people to hate her. I want people to be very careful of what messages they're letting into their mind. That's the bottom line here. I'm really concerned about young people. I have 4 children who I love very much. I've been working with children since I was 12 years old. I'm now 41 years old. I've been working with children all my life. And I love children. I think they're, the most important thing in the world. And so I'm very, very concerned about dark messages being put into kids' minds. And we cannot pretend there are some dark messages in Billie's songs and Billie's videos. If you just read the lyrics, even to the song Bury a Friend, there are some dark messages and dark lyrics in most of her songs. And in her videos there are some there's very dark symbolism and dark images. I haven't seen very much which in her videos and songs which is giving a positive message, a message of inspiration, a message of happiness, a message of hope. So this is what I'm concerned about. I'm not really interested in painting someone to look like a bad person. But it is important for us not to keep our eyes closed. So if we see something and we think it's a problem, or we think it's not good, we have to have the freedom to say it. So, I see a lot of the things that Billie Eilish does, and, I do see the good things as well. I see how she is with her fans. I see that she really loves her fans, and she's very personal and hugs a lot of her fans, which is really good. But there is also a lot of satanic symbolism, not only in her music, but she also often does this satanic hand symbol, which, with the 2 fingers sticking up. It's called the Manu Cornuto. It's a satanic symbol, and I have to say here that I've researched satanic symbolism and beliefs for over 15 years. So I do know a lot about satanic symbolism and satanic language and satanic beliefs. And so when I see it, I recognize it. I'm not just making this up, or I'm not just trying to spread hate or lies about Billie. I see some of the things she does, and especially this hand symbol, and it is a satanic hand symbol. If you watch the video I made called "Is Billie Eilish into Satanism?", then I look at all the evidence to see, well, is she suggesting, are the things she's doing and the symbols she's making with her hand and some of the things she's saying or wearing, are they suggesting that she might be interested in Satanism? And the truth is, a lot of them do suggest that. I'm not saying she is, because I don't know Billie's heart. I don't know what she does in her life. I don't know her beliefs. So I'm not trying to say I know, but it looks that way from the symbolism, from the hand symbols, from the inverted crosses she wears on her bracelet, because the inverted cross is a satanic symbol. But this video isn't about trying to persuade anybody. It's about me explaining why I've made about 5 videos regarding Billie Eilish and some of the messages going out. Like I say, I care about children, and I care about children having dark information put into their brains. So if you are a Billie Eilish fan, please carefully consider her lyrics and what they're saying. You know, for example, the song "Everything I Wanted," you know, where the cover is a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, where people jump off and commit suicide a lot. And in the video, she drives into the ocean, and you know, the water starts flooding into the car, and she starts drowning. And you know, that's not a positive message. The song may be about suicide, and it may be kind of a reflection of her thoughts about suicide, but it's not a message saying don't commit suicide, or you know, life is really precious, life is really valuable, you know, really make the most of your life. You know, the whole video is about committing suicide, driving into the ocean and drowning and dying, you know. So I'm concerned that young people are having a lot of dark images, and it's not just Billie Eilish. Of course, there's so many other artists. The music industry now is flooded with artists who are putting out dark messages. There's another artist called Alan Walker, who one of his songs, he was talking about let's embrace the dark side, let's turn away from the light, and let's live on the dark side. That's not a good message, trust me, because I know both sides. I've lived in the dark side. I've been suicidal I was suicidal in my teens for several years and tried ending my life on 3 occasions. And thank God I was unsuccessful. But I've been very, very, very depressed. I know how dark the darkness is. I've seen a lot of horrible spaces, a lot of places in my mind and in my heart which are very dark. I've been there. But I've also come to find the light side. I've come to know God. I've come to realize that life is very, very, very precious indeed, and it's a miracle that we're here. It's a miracle. And so I like these messages, these kind of messages, to go out to people, that life is precious and life is beautiful, and embrace life and be happy and turn towards God and love one another, and you know, do good things and be a loving person. These are the messages I love to see and hear in all arms of the media, you know, film, television, music, but I don't hear a lot of them. In the media now I hear so many and see so many pessimistic messages about doom and darkness, and how, you know, bad things are coming, and how we should be very worried and pessimistic. People really need hope. People really need optimism and inspiration. So, you know, because I know how popular Billie is, and how many young girls really adore her and worship her almost, then I listen to her messages and I say, well, where are the positive messages she's given these girls? Of course, I understand that she's expressing herself and she's showing girls how, you know, not to be afraid to express yourself. But we're here to express positive energy, you know, so we need messages that show us how to be positive, how to express our love, how to express the good parts of our personality. So I'd love to see those kind of messages being put out by Billie Eilish, and you know, I'm willing to believe she has a very, very good heart. I pray for Billie. I pray that she comes to know God, that she comes to know Jesus, because Jesus changes a person's heart, and Jesus can work miracles in anyone's heart, especially someone who's lived in the dark or been on the dark side of things and been into dark things. Jesus can work miracles with anyone's heart. So please remember that. You know, if you get into dark situations in your life, or if you have difficult and dark times, remember that just calling on Jesus can turn your heart around and protect you from all these horrible dark places. And some of them are very dark, and I'm very worried about girls being encouraged to go to these dark places by some of the messages in Billie's songs, by programs like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, by other artists. And there's so many artists putting out messages of darkness now, and you may have noticed that mean, when you're listening to this pop music, my kids, they put the radio on and I hear a lot of the pop music and I listen to the lyrics very carefully. So when you're listening to the music, analyze the lyrics. Ask yourself, is this putting out a positive message? Is it putting out an inspiring message? Or is it a negative message? Is it telling me how bad things are, or how this person's been hurt, or how things never work out, or how there's no hope? Listen to the lyrics, because if you're listening to negative lyrics over and over again, they're going to make you feel a little bit negative, a little bit depressed. So please, I just want you to choose positive influences for the sake of your mind and your heart. I'm not here to encourage people to not like Billie Eilish or to spread hate about Billie Eilish. That's not my intention. My intention is to point out that some of the messages are quite negative and quite dark. And if you read the lyrics to her songs and you watch the videos, then you'll see that this is true. There are some very dark messages. Now look, I know that she is a young girl in a very complicated industry. The music industry is very complicated, and there's a lot of corruption in the music industry, and there's a lot of adults in the music industry who have bad intentions. So it's very possible, being a young girl and having started so young in the industry, that she's got adults kind of in control of some of her, maybe her artwork, her videos, and they are putting out these messages in the videos. That's possible. I'm not saying Billie Eilish is responsible, because she started young, and so a lot of adults would have had a lot of influence over her videos, over her artwork, even telling her how she should look and dress. The music industry is like this. When you sign a big record label, you very quickly lose a lot of power over your freedom of artistic expression. So maybe that's occurred with Billie, and maybe she hasn't wanted to put out any dark messages. So I just want you to be aware of if you're allowing negative messages to go into your mind, because you do need positive messages. If you want to be a happy person, and we all want to be a happy person, even though the media is trying to make us want misery and want darkness and want to be grumpy and sad and moody, our heart is made to be happy. That's what our heart's for. Our heart is made to be joyful, happy, carefree, to laugh, to have fun. That's what we've been made for. And I want that for you. So I just want you to be aware of the messages you're putting into your brain so that you can help yourself to be a happy person. Okay, I hope it's clear now what I've been saying and why I've been putting out these videos about Billie Eilish. Like I say, I pray for her. I do care about her. And I hope that she has peace in her heart, and I hope that she knows God, and that she has a relationship with Jesus. And maybe you can pray for her too, because I've been contacted by a few Christians. Some of the fans of Billie Eilish have been Christians, and they've told me that they believe in God. And so maybe you can pray for Billie Eilish too, that if she doesn't know God or she doesn't know Jesus, then maybe she will come to know God and come to know Jesus. Because I only want the best for every human being on this planet. Only the best, and that includes you. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I wish you well, and God bless you. Goodbye.